Well, hello. Today we are gonna talk news. I usually don't do this, but I mean, hey, this is kind of big news, and I feel like it's news worth talking about. So we have upcoming changes to Mercurial set, which is just we didn't think it would happen, but it's happening, and hell yeah, because Live Arena for the past I don't know how long it's been freaking dreadful. Then we have 2x Void Shards with Celestial the Opal Guardian. I literally had to Google when he was released. Apparently, he came out like in July or something, mid 2026. That kind of scares me that there's just so many different champions coming out. I'm like, oh wait, who? Because I thought this was like a really old one. Then we have a huge update with a new release. All that in today's video. Let's start off with, I guess we could, you know what, we're gonna prioritize like this. We're gonna start off with the Mercurial changes. Okay, here we go. I just turned pale because the sun just disappeared. That's how the sun works. Upcoming changes to Mercurial set. Hey folks, a major piece of news is coming. In the first episode of the Tellarian podcast, our game designer Vlad already teased some upcoming changes to the Mercurial set. Today I want to share with you exactly what is going to change, the reasoning behind it, and when you can expect the rebalance to go into effect. At the moment, we see two key issues with the Mercurial set. Oh, really? Lack of counter mechanics. Reapplication of toll guard stacks at the beginning of champion's turn, especially on fast champions. Whenever compared to Stone Skin, which has plenty of counters, total guard stacks can currently only be removed by dealing damage or bypass with the increased skill cooldown effect. That's why we are introducing a new vulnerability for the Mercurial set, Provoke debuff. Amen. Also, Gaspard just became valuable. Well, I mean, he is, but he can put Provoke on, you know what I mean? Okay. After the rebalance, you'll be able to land Provoke debuff on champions while bypassing their total guard stacks. Furthermore, champions under Provoke debuff will not have their total guard stacks refreshed at the start of their turn. Pretty big. We hope that with these changes, champions who can reliably apply Provoke debuff, many of whom have fallen out of the meta for a while now, will finally come out of the vault and join you in the arena. As always, once the changes go into effect, we'll take some time to evaluate the data and hear your feedback to determine whether any additional changes are necessary. Tentatively, so I guess this is the deadline. Tentatively, we're planning to release the Mercurial rebalance in September, so you'll have time to build some new teams and prepare for the upcoming changes. Yeah, pretty huge. I do like the fact that you can reintroduce other champions. Well, Provoke just gotta glow up, to be fair. And I'm like thinking about champions with like AoE provokes. I mean, Gaspard is one of them. I mean, and we're currently like using him like crazy on the A2. There you go. And then I really don't have a lot of. We have Teknium is not in the same vocabulary because he places Taunt. So I guess that's not the same thing. But yeah, I don't think I have. I don't know how many. I don't keep track of how many Provoke champions I have. But yeah, I mean, maybe Gaspard is going to be enough, especially with an AoE as well. You know. But also that means other people might pick him more. Nah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's really nice to get some changes regarding the Mercurial set. And with the Provoke stuff. Cool. Next up, we have the Champion Proving Grounds. We have some news for you about the upcoming update 11.7. Update 11.7 will bring you a major new addition to the game, a permanent dungeon with unique rewards to help power up your account. Today I'll be sharing how it works and what you can expect from this update. Champion Proving Grounds, available to players of level 60 and above. The Champion Proving Grounds is a new rotation-based dungeon that consists of 27 stages, each featuring a battle against different boss pairings. Completing stages and following specific stage conditions earns you points. The more points you earn, the more stars you get per stage, and the better your rewards. Each champion proving grounds rotation features its own unique champion pools. Pay close attention to them. Using champions from the primary and secondary pool grants point multipliers, helping increase your stage score and earn more stars. Such pools will often include fusion champions or champions from the recent guaranteed events, so that all players have a fair shot at succeeding in the dungeon. You're free to use any champions you like, though champions outside of these two pools will not provide any additional bonuses. I like that you can change between, like, if you should go for it, if you like, you have the freedom to choose your own pool. You're not stuck like in Curse City. That's kind of nice, but there's obviously some sort of consequences to that. And regarding, like, will often include fusion champions or recent guaranteed events. That one I like. I think I misheard that, but yeah, fusion champions or champions from the recent guaranteed events. Yeah, that's fair enough. Because I was thinking if it's like, oh, champions with a 25x, and then it encouraged you to swipe in order to, like, it's, you know, it's sort of encouraging people to swipe more. I don't know. Proving keys will be needed to access stages, but they won't be spent until you completed the stage at least 1 star. Rematch keys can be used to enter previously completed stages and try to improve your results. Everyone gets 3 proving keys and 3 rematch keys per day. And you can buy 3 rematch with gems. Okay, yeah, similar to Iron Twins. The dungeon also features its own leaderboard, and the top 15 raiders will receive extra rewards at the end of each rotation. Each champion proving grounds rotation will last 28 days, and your stage progress, leaderboard standings, champion pools, and reward progression will reset when a new rotation begins. While the duo boss stages will not change in between the rotations, the task of rebuilding teams with different champions for each rotation will be a challenge worthy of its unique rewards. Aside from the rewards earned by clearing stages, each rotation also includes milestones. Earn stars to unlock them and claim additional rewards. Milestones rewards include star stones, relic, crafting materials for a new relic group, and a brand new type of jewelry exclusive to this game: anomalous accessories. Okay. And by the way, first thing I look at, 25,500 energy. What the hell? 24,000 gems, dude. Whose screenshot is this? Damn. Here is how it's gonna look like. I guess this is the sort of the token thing. Oh, look at that, Tech Zone. Hell yeah. There we go. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's Primal Pool. Let's have a look. Yeah. I guess this makes sense, because like this, like I guess this is just an example, but this one kind of makes sense. All of these champions are kind of relatively new. This one was free, this one was free, and the other ones you could kind of get. Okay, yeah, fair. The ones, hold on, dude, I do not look forward to the ones with Fire Knight. I sometimes struggle with that, with Fire Knight. Yeah. But I guess, you know, maybe bring the troll team along. It depends. Wait, hold on. Let's actually, should I have a look at this a little bit more? Next rotation pool. 4 different champions. Fusion. Okay, 1 from the fusions and then 3. Okay. And so increase your multiplier based on the champions you use. Okay. How many? So in total, what you can include? 1, 2, so 9 plus what? 10, 11, 13, 14, 15? 15 champions? Did they mention that? Like top 15 raiders? Like how many champions can you pick in total? And can you change them? I don't think that was included. Okay. Alright, anomalous accessories. Anomalous accessories are a new type of accessories obtainable only from Proving Ground chests. they retain their parent set bonus, if such are applicable, but subsets may include one or combination of new boons instead of the flat stat bonuses from before. These new subsets are increased damage in PvE. Oh, okay. Increased damage in PvP modes. Oh man, why did it? Okay. I don't like that they categorize it between PvE and PvP. I rather it be just, you know, not section like that. Increased damage against bosses, against bosses. Okay, increased damage in dungeons. Decreased damage taken in PvE modes, in PvP modes. Okay, all PvE substats stack, so if you have bonus damage for PvE modes and bonus damage against bosses, both will apply. Anomalous accessories can belong to the following stats: Stone Skin Protection, Supersonic, Merciless, Blood Shield, Reaction, Revenge, Refresh, Cleansing. With the addition of anomalous accessories, the jewelry storage will be extended by an additional 200 slots. Yeah, but in the podcast, didn't they mention that they would be both jewelry and artifacts? I think they did. Alright, faction relics. Alongside anomalous accessories, Champion Proving Grounds will reward you with crafting materials for relics from the Coalescence group. Relics from this group function similar to the other relics, but also possess a unique faction bonus that activates when the relic is equipped by a champion from the corresponding faction. These relics can still be equipped by champions from other factions, but their unique bonuses will remain inactive. Upgrading the relic does not affect its faction bonus. And there will be 6 new legendary relics. Alright. Okay, Bloated Shield Totem. Group Coalescence. Enemy ignore defense effects from skills are 5% less effective on the wearer per each buff placed on the... Whoa. Okay. So that's for Ogre tribes. Oh, no. Okay, so this is the total one? Okay. So this is the just... Like, this is what it does. And then there's like a sort of bonus, I guess, here. For Ogre tribes, the wearer has a 20% chance to get an extra turn when applying buffs to all allies using a skill. Occurs once per skill per turn. Demon Spawn, the wearer and their allies reflect 15% of any damage received from skills per each active buff on them placed by the wearer. Shadow Queen increases the wearer's max HP by 5% for each buff the wearer places on. Okay. I'm not sure how many sort of defensive ignore defense relics or just stats there is, like gems or relics, but I'm not sure how I feel about this, because enemy ignore defense effects from skills are 5% less effective. You create an issue, and then you create a problem, and then you create the solution. That's sort of how it goes, I guess. And now with ignore defense, it's being a lot like all over the place, which is kind of nice, because if you build a lot of defense, I guess you ignore it by using ignore defense stuff. But then they can counter it back with relics like this. I don't know how I feel about it. Also, to be fair, specifically with this one, like, how often do you gear? You probably gear more for resilience rather than defense, because I don't think your mindset right now in at least Live Arena is like, there's a lot of ignore defense out there, so I'm just gonna build more of it to sort of counter it. I'm not sure if that's a valid counter, but I feel like if that is a valid counter, adding this on top of it ignores or just screws over champions with ignore defense effects. It's like the people stacking defense or sort of like defensive stats, they have two ways of dealing with it now, with the bloat shield totem or just stacking defense or resilience, or I guess defense. And then the champions with the like that wants to sort of penetrate that can only go with ignore defense. I don't know. Okay. By the way, I would love to know the like what you guys feel about all these relics and everything in the comments below. Also the update with the Mercurial. We need to dive a little bit deeper into like provoke champions, because I kind of want to give like top 10 champions, top 5 champions of like, you know, who to sort of gear maybe. Anywho, Flesh Melter Lash. Just the original effect, the wearer deals 10% more damage with skills when attacking out of their turn. Okay, so like counterattacks and shit, I guess. Barbarians, the wearer ignores 15% of target's defense with skills when attacking out of their turn. Skinwalkers, any effects from skills used by the wearer when attacking out of their turn cannot be resisted. Their wearer's skills are always critical when attacking out of their turn. Okay. Also, one thing here. Was this mentioned? But like, hold on. Because I'm thinking like... Okay, so this is the accessories. But it's not mentioned... No, it's not. Because my question is this gonna have speed, crit, damage? Like, what kind of stats will these have? They will have stats, right? They must have. Because usually a relic has stats and then an effect. Doesn't really bring that up, I don't think. Okay, Gauntlet of Ruin. Increases the wearer's ignore defense effects by 1%. Every time they place a debuff using a skill. Stacks up to 5%. Recently, what I brought up here with the bloat shield totem, here's like creating a solution, and here's another solution for like whether you are, I guess it's fair, I guess, but like, oh, if you want to sort of defend yourself against ignore defense, and then it's like, if you want to sort of go through more defense, you can use this or this. Okay. Dark Elves. The wearer deals an additional 3% max HP damage from all skills for each debuff on the target. Stacks up to 30%. Bosses and minions receive 25,000 more damage for each debuff on them. Stacks up to 250k. Orcs. The wearer deals 5% more damage with skills for each debuff on the target. Organites. The wearer's crit damage is increased by 20% when using skills for each debuff on the target. Then we have Lifespring Skull. Decreases damage received by the wearer by 0.5% every time they heal an ally using a skill. Stacks up to 10%. High Elves. Heals from the wearer's skill are always critical. Ooh, okay. Bannerlords. Heal all allies by 50% of any surplus heal the wearer receives from skills. Okay. Lizardman activates an instant turn effect on the wearer if all allies have full HP after the wearer heals them using... Okay. Okay. Sempiternal Anchor. Okay. Decreases the target's speed by 2.5% every time the wearer steals or decreases... Why? Stacks up to 10%. Damn. The wearer can still decrease or steal a target's turn meter on weak hits from skills. Undead Hordes. The wearer ignores 30% of target's resilience when decreasing or stealing turn meter using a skill. Wait a second. Fabian? I don't know. Knight's Revenant. The wearer has a 50% chance to repeat any turn meter reduction effects from skills. Occurs once per skill. Okay. Kinda cool, I think. The decreased speed is kinda cool. Sibilant Gold. Increase the wearer's ignore defense effect when using skills by 2% for each active buff on the wearer. Stacks up to 10%. Sacred Order. The wearer deals 5% more damage with skills for every 10% HP the target has lost. Undead Hordes. The wearer has a 25% chance to deal additional single target damage equal to the initial damage multiplier from single target skills, always a normal hit, and deals pure damage. Dwarves. The wearer has an extra 15% chance to inflict a critical hit when attacking. The one that sort of stands out a little bit, I guess, is the Lifespring Skull and the Anchor. The other ones is like, oh, defend yourself against ignore defense, or do more damage against with ignore defense. I like that they exist because, I mean, nowadays a lot of like you want as much ignore defense as possible, and then with like you can add even more to it, or like defend yourself. I guess that's kind of cool. It's gonna be interesting how like these relics, where are they going to be used? Are they going to be used by these factions, or is it going to be outside of that faction? Probably a little bit outside the faction, I'm not sure. Yeah, always nice with new relics. Would love to see a mythical one, I'm just saying. Alright, then the end of this, and we can go through his kit, because I don't know if we should go for this guy. Should we pass? I mean, we pulled Tecton with 4 Void, so anything's possible, right? But I'm not sure about this champion. Anywho, 2x Void Shards and 10x Celestial the Opal Guardian. Summon events starting on August 7th. Hey y'all, this Friday, August 7th, we're planning to launch 2 events simultaneously. We're planning to launch a 2x event to summon epic legendary champions from Void Shards. And also we're planning to launch a 10x event to summon Celestial the Opal Guardian from Void Shards. Please note that the duration of the 10x event will be 1 day shorter than the duration of the 2x event. Okay. Celestial the Opal Guardian. It's where is he? Okay, High Elves. Okay, let's have a look. Celestial. Here he is. Void, obviously. Reviews. Okay, something tells me this guy brings provoke. Sort of marry the whole thing with Mercurial Counter. Alright, the A1 Opal Thrust attacks one enemy. When counterattacking, will repeat this attack against a random enemy. Has a 50% chance, goes up to 75% chance, of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted. Okay. Then we have Agent of Light, the A2, attacks one enemy before attacking, places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns, and a 15% shattered buff on this champion for 2 turns. So it's a big version of the shatter, but only on that champion. Okay, we're looking at 25% of target's defense, as well as unkillable and block damage buffs. Dude, what the fuck? We'll ignore 50% of the target's defense instead if the target is under any increased defense or strengthen buffs, decreased defense, stun, fear, or true fear buffs. Oh, damage based on defense. Ooh. It books down to 3 turns. Ooh, dude, hold the frick on, dude. I kinda like that a lot. Okay, hold on. A3 attacks all enemies, plays an extra hit on enemies under any increased defense, will decrease defense, strengthen, stun, fear, or true fear debuffs. It will ignore any increased defense and strengthen buffs. Increase the damage each enemy receives by 5% for each buff and debuff on them. Stacks up to 100%. There's an unkillable buff on all allies for 1 turn, and a counterattack buff on all allies for 2 turns. Ooh. dude. Oh my god, I kind of like that. Like whoa. Okay, I do not think I would like this guy. I don't know, shield, defensive, but dude, it sounds like this guy can smack and be very annoying. Passive effect. This champion is immune to decreased defense, fear, true fear, and What the fuck? Active effect. Activates this champion's agent of skill whenever an enemy tries to place decreased defense, fear, true fear, or stun debuff on this champion. Does not set the agent's of light skill on cooldown. Whoa, dude. Shit. I kinda like that. I kinda want this guy, bro. The sword, let's check it. I feel like the shield is very cool. Yeah, the shield is really, really cool. He looks like a High Elves version of Tidus or something. Very cool looking champion. Very interesting kid, actually. You know, I thought it would be like, you know, increase defense and, you know, heals and shit like that. But this the guy is like counter-attacking, places unkillable buffs, is freaking immune to shit, and then also like places shatter and ignore defense, as well as unkillable and block damage. Okay, dude. I don't know how many Voyagers we have. 22. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, very intriguing. If you have him, please let me know in the comments. I haven't seen. I didn't even know he was out, to be honest. I didn't know who this guy was. So if you have him, or if you have any experience going up against me, like PvP or something, let me know, because yeah, that might determine if we're gonna go for him or not. I don't know, but that dude, he sounds very interesting, and I love the fact that he plays counterattack on the whole team. Guys, that has been a very... I've been non-stop talking for almost 30 minutes. But yeah, there's a lot to go through. I'm very excited, specifically about the champion, and also the relic's gonna be kind of interesting. It's gonna be fun with the new event as well. Yeah, and the Mercurial thing. Me personally, I think we're just gonna ride with Gaspard. I don't like, if I'm gonna counter provoke, I'm not gonna run a whole team with like, oh, they all need to have provoke. Nah, one would be enough. In this case, I think if you have Gaspard, he's really, really good champion for this. So I feel like my thing is just like, cool, I have him, I can just use him even more, and he counters all of a sudden Mercurial, so that's kind of cool. Guys, what do you think about the news? What do you think about the championship? Are you gonna, like, there's so many questions here, but like, what do you think about the relics? What do you think about the new dungeon? Is it gonna be like amazing? I feel like it's a new thing. It revitalizes maybe some old champions, like some old champions that maybe like you will get a bonus from, you know, and it sort of brings them to life. That's kind of what I like with Cursed City, for example, where you kind of have to invest in champions you thought you'd never use, but in order for you to clear a certain stage or get bonus points here or there, you need to use these to sort of go through that barrier. So it revitalizes and revives certain champions. Same thing with the Mercurial counter as well. Yeah, guys, I post videos every day. If you like this sort of content, let me know with like and subscribe, and other than that, I'll see you guys next time.